Great. Well, I have three comments to make. First is by watching the evolution of the program as someone from a different country outside of Europe, it's been very impressive to see the development of a transnational scientific community. To be sure, the scientists knew each other, they read each other's papers before, they went to meetings, but they didn't work together the way that's happened now. And I think I've just seen the social dimension of that impact is rather special and hopefully will be sustained. The second, and I think there are lessons for the rest of the world about how that was done. The second is that I think we shouldn't forget how hard this is. Bridging this chasm between science and the use of science in society. The decision makers, managers who have to make these decisions want science, but they have a particular definition of the need, and it's here and now. It's rather focused. On the other hand, the scientists, of course, are interested in their own curiosity-driven questions. And we've all seen these proposals where a scientist, a proposer, makes a valiant effort to show how the problem is relevant to their research rather than their research relevant to the problem. And so what Boesch has tried to do in a way that I haven't seen done on the scale, at least elsewhere, is to try to provide opportunities for relevant, useful, actionable science, but also science that is open and flexible enough to allow creativity, innovation, and a much forward-looking aspect of it. And I think that's important. Has it found the sweet spot between the two? I don't know. There's probably more work to be done, but I think we all need to work in that arena. I've just seen the evolution of scientists who are thinking of their science in different ways in terms of its utility. The third point I want to make is that we talked a lot about dissemination and impact and the use of information, and I am more and more struck by how scientific information gets into policy, and it is in that it's not the traditional linear model that we think of, where a scientist prepares results, where there's someone in an agency, an organization who's technically trained who takes those and then provides them the choices available to the decision maker. In fact, this is a very democratic process, and it works through public information, increasingly so at rapid speeds. And I don't think I've heard much discussion yesterday or today about the role of the media, not only the news media, but social media. And if we look at what's going on, for example, in climate change research, how papers, when they're published, get wide dissemination in the media, become part of the public discussion, influence how politicians get their information. They don't get their information from briefing papers. They get their information from things that appear in the media and people their constituents are talking about. So as we go forward, I hope that the effort, the movement, if you will, can continue how to become even more effective in these very nonlinear, complex ways that information is transferred and used. Thanks.